because I don't.
Yeah, you want me to start?
Yes, just say hi or something. I don't know. And I'll
Um,
do the next one. I'll start the next one. I'm not sure.
all right. Gotta get in the zone. In the zone. Auto
Okay,
zone.
I'm good.
Get in the zone. All right, yo, stop making me laugh, okay? Cause now I'm like, I'm gonna like fuck up, and we're like, hey guys, my name's Jin, okay? Welcome, or
Okay.
some shit like
Okay, I'll
that.
mute my mic then until you get it done.
All right, okay. All right, guys, what is up? It is Matt here, and I am here with Jin. Say hi, Jin.
Hey guys, what's up?
And we are here to answer some of the questions that you guys left in the comments for our Q&A video. Now, keep in mind that, we can't answer all the questions because, we don't want this to be a huge video, but we have read all of the questions. So, pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying my best to hold it in. Anyways, so the way this is gonna work is we're gonna ask one question, and then the other person's gonna answer, and then they're gonna ask a question. We have roughly about like 20 for each of us, so just treat this like a podcast video and leave it on the side, and we'll get started. So Matt, you want to ask me first?
All right, cool. First question. How much money have you spent on your dual blade altogether?
It's interesting because I actually never kept track of it, and then in retrospect, I would estimate it's definitely over 3 grand. But I wouldn't say that I'm not proud of it because MapleStory is a hobby, and you would typically spend money on a hobby. So yeah, that's roughly about it. But it's definitely over 3,000.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Question for you: what will you do after you complete college for good?
Whoa, after college? Well, one of two things. One, I go into being a professional MapleStory streamer, whatever that means. Nah, I don't know. I guess, streaming for a living would be probably ideal since I have such a passion for streaming and I really want to. I would see myself doing that for the rest of my life. However, realistically, I am a computer science major in college, so probably going to go into something like security.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, next question for me.
If you're gonna make a Minecraft server, are you gonna bring Maki and Dream to play with you or solo? And congrats on the 6K subs.
First of all, thank you whoever asked that. Matt actually didn't leave the name, but that's fine. It's gonna be a public faction server, so anyone can join. But as far as Maki joining, I don't think she really will because she doesn't seem too into the game. Plus, she doesn't know much about factions in general, so I don't think she'll be interested. But I feel like Dream will get on just to troll me, and that's pretty much gonna be it.
Okay.
Okay. What movies could you watch over and over and still love?
Movies?
We'll add in animes in too, so movies or animes.
Well, I mean, if it was anime, I would probably say like right now I'm rewatching Sword Art Online because I love Sword Art Online for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of a movie, damn, like I can't really think of one. Like I don't even remember like the last movie I saw,
Me
to be
either. I
honest.
don't watch movies anymore.
But if I had to say, I would probably be the Yu-Gi-Oh movies
Oh,
because
those
those
are
never
good.
get old. I love Yu-Gi-Oh, man, or the
Wait,
Digimon movies.
wait, do you actually have cards or something? That's just.
Well, I did have cards, yeah, except I sold them
Oh, I'm getting back
a while
into the
back.
game. I just bought like a bunch of structure decks to play with my friends.
Oh, nice,
Okay.
nice.
Question for me?
Uh, what made you decide to get back into Minecraft?
Minecraft, alongside Yu-Gi-Oh and a few other things, it's like an on and off hobby. I don't like just completely leave it alone for a few months, and then once I see it, it brings a wave of nostalgia, and I start to get back into it. But that was sort of a point of concern since I wanted to do something that will involve me staying in the game for a long period of time. But I think for this one, I'll stay with Minecraft for a while. But that's roughly about it. It's just acting on impulse.
Okay.
Okay, so next question says, Notice Me Senpai, how did you and Jin start your friendship? How many times did you mess up during a boss fight video?
How did Jin and I start our friendship? Well, he commented on one of my videos saying, "Hey, please add me." And yeah, that was pretty much it. Well, I mean that's not the whole story, obviously, but like when someone contacts me, right? They generally I generally check out their YouTube video and I see their content, and if there's someone that I would like to either collab with, or I think they're just a cool person, then things just kind of flourish from there. But yeah, I mean, just like anyone else probably, or most friendships start on the internet. Just leave a comment somewhere and then you hope senpai notices you.
Oh, yeah.
What was the second part?
How many times did you mess up during a boss fight video?
During a boss fight video, damn. During a boss fight video,
I recall you saying
that Queen video that I released a while back, that 57-second cast Queen video, probably took me like maybe a good 4 hours to record.
I recalled you said like in your video asking, or the 4,000 sub Q&A open video, when you said that you didn't like it when you like died in a boss fight, so you would do it over again.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
What got you into playing MapleStory, or who or what got you into playing MapleStory?
I was 9 years old, I think 9 or 8, and we had a family gathering during Thanksgiving, and then one of my cousins, he asked if he can borrow my Action Replay, which is a cheating device for a Nintendo DS, and then in exchange he got me a level 16 Rogue for MapleStory, and then I developed an unhealthy addiction for it, and then I took a long hiatus for 2 years, and then came back in 2011, and then I'm playing today.
Interesting.
Yeah, it always happens like that. Usually a friend introduces you or a family member. Next question. Not like this Matt's face Kappa? I don't know what that is. Most important question. Who are your top 5 anime waifus?
Man, so many questions on the spot that I have to like think of. Oh my god. Alright, top 5 anime waifus.
That's actually a tough one.
It is a tough one. Maybe you can help me. Alright, okay, hold on. Okay, so we have to include Rias. Rias from High School DxD. We got from Ryan Nikki. We got damn, I forgot her name. You know that one crazy bitch in Date Alive?
Yes! Oh yeah! Oh my god.
Right,
okay, I'm sorry about that. I was just like
pretty
sitting in my
excited
chair
about that.
praying, hoping you would remember Kurumi.
Yeah, I forgot her name. Alright, so we got
her name is Kurumi.
Date Alive.
Yeah, that yandere crazy. Yeah.
I like her. I'm gonna go also with Akano. Akano from High School DxD as well.
Yeah.
And last one. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. If anything, from the new ongoing one, I would say Stella from I don't remember the full name, but it ends with like cavalry something.
Okay. All right, next question. And I apologize for the freak out. I'm just really passionate about Date Alive.
I knew you were gonna get excited about that.
Oh, really?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Next question. Favorite champion other than Aatrox? I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, Aatrox is that's a good question. I've been actually experimenting with a lot of new champions. I wouldn't necessarily know. If we're talking in specific, I've been trying new champions, so I can't really answer that, but I would say I've been enjoying a lot of Udyr lately, which is a pretty interesting champion to play. I guess next question. What do you do when you're not streaming?
What do I do when I'm not streaming? Well, I'm still playing other, like, I'm either still playing MapleStory, or I'm playing Osu or Hearthstone. Hearthstone, I just try to get to like at least rank 20 for the card backs, but Osu is something that I've been not passionate, but I've been really interested in since the beginning of this year. That's kind of when I started, like December of 2014, early 2015. And I've just been playing it now for what seems like almost a year, and just trying to get better at it. And then, off camera stuff like, expenses and just, handling school and all that stuff.
What is Hearthstone? Is it the same thing as like Yu-Gi-Oh, or is it?
Yeah, Hearthstone is it's a TCG.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a TCG, but it's basically a card game based off of World of Warcraft.
So
that Blizzard has.
So is it like just deplete someone's life points, or?
Yeah. You have 30 health points. You have
okay.
different cards, and you just try to kill the opponent. That's pretty much it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, have you already played as Kinesis? I'm assuming that's referring to maybe.
I have. I do have a KMS account. I use a social security number from when I went to visit Korea. But I played when he was first released, and for those of you guys who don't know, upon release for Kinesis, he was actually really bad. It was after they revamped him that people started getting excited for him. But he's not really my type of style, because I'm usually the kind of person who likes to go. I'm a close combat type dude, and since he's basically a ranged mage, it's not my cup of tea. But I'll still definitely power level him because you guys know I love power leveling. What are your thoughts on the current version of MapleStory compared to the old versions back before Big Bang?
I think that there is some merit to playing MapleStory now as opposed to pre-Big Bang. If you had to ask me, I think that MapleStory as it is now is better than pre-Big Bang in the sense of that, for me, when I was a little kid, I didn't have the attention span, nor did I want to spend the countless hours of trying to grind, to a high level. I couldn't enjoy the game fully, I guess, if you want to say, because of that. And because they made leveling so much easier nowadays, I feel like you can just get to that end game a lot faster. And there's still a lot of other things to do end game, like trying to improve your damage and such. Because, just because you're high level doesn't mean that you have that damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. All right. Next question. What class would you play if your mains didn't exist? Main or mains? I'm assuming, your dual blade.
I'm assuming this question is directed towards both of us, right?
I don't know. You can just answer. It's fine.
I would play. I guess I would play Luminous, which contradicts my opinion on long-ranged attacks. But yeah.
But aren't you funding a Luminous?
Yeah, that's why I started to. I got inspired by Zong. So. What about you? What would your
well, let's see. I have a Wild Hunter and a Night Lord and a Thunderbreaker right now. So if anything, I probably have to say Paladin, because Paladins are just such an underrated class, and they're just so great utility-wise because they have a bind.
Yeah.
You can res a member now just like a bishop. You have Magic Crash, and they're not too bad. Like, they're not the best DPS class or DPM class, but they're very useful. They also have invincibility. They have Sacrosanctity, which is pretty cool.
Okay. What class would you ever make for MapleStory? If you do make one, would you ever make it a hybrid and explain his or her skills and what equips they use? I'm assuming that's going to take a long time, so just tell us what kind of class would you make?
What kind of class?
Yeah.
Oh my god. What kind of class? I would probably make a Summoner class.
Oh, okay.
So basically, it would probably be a mage, right? But it's not really, how Wild Hunters can summon their Jaguar side by side, but it's kind of referring to like shade spirits, right?
Yeah.
Except utilizing more of the spirits to help attack, for you and with you.
So they'll
instead
be
of just like using their skills.
Yeah, they'll be recognized as their own unit.
Yeah, it's like pets. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
All right, next question. What was the first online game that got you hooked into doing these types of videos?
MapleStory. It's pretty self-explanatory. Why are there two beds?
I thought it was something else. I don't know.
Yeah. Why are there two beds in your room?
Why are there two beds in my room? Because I share a room with my sister, unfortunately. I'm currently living at home, and I plan on moving out, once I graduate college.
Wait, you commute?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like an hour by train to school, so it's not the most terrible thing in the world.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Are there any other games that you play except League and MapleStory?
I mentioned I'm getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh, and I have been playing the actual the DS and the GameCube game. I actually have one for GameCube, and I've been getting back into Minecraft, and I've also been picking up Agario. Please don't sue me.
Oh, okay.
Agario for some reason reminds me of the game We Love Katamari. I don't know if you know what that is. Ooh.
I don't, but like I've looked into Agario and it looks pretty interesting. I mean, well, it looks fun. That's about it.
It seems like it's your ball gets bigger and then you consume other balls and then get bigger.
Yeah.
It turns into a giant feeding fest. Yeah. What basketball position do you play? Point guard, etc., or do you just play basketball?
Well, I never played. Well, okay, I played for a team when I was a really young child, but like lately, I don't play for any teams. When I do play, though, however, like at school or in the park, I'm usually a power forward or a center.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so kind of a follow up to the previous question. What is your most favorite game? One game, but I'm assuming, let's just say, besides, League or MapleStory or Minecraft.
That's a good question. What have I been doing for the rest of my life? If it's not if it doesn't have to be a computer game, I would go with the Super Smash Bros. Series because it's essentially a very competitive game. You can play a lot more with other people. It's pretty fun to play, especially if you have friends over or relatives.
Yeah, I played Smash Bros on the Wii with my friend a lot.
Overall?
Yeah.
People have been saying that was the worst, the worst release of the Smash.
I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. Are you participating in No Shave November? And have you ever tried any trading card games?
Okay, so the answer is no, because I just don't like shaving. However, I might as well, because it's almost the end of November anyway. So let's just say partially yes. Except I can never grow a nice beard because, it's just my body doesn't like to cooperate with me.
Yeah.
And TCG, I did play Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was a young kid. I played all the way up till college, actually. And again, Hearthstone. I guess if you consider that a TCG, which it probably is. Yeah. I think at one point in the video, my mother actually came into my room, so I apologize for that. Alright, that's fine.
Alright, sorry about that. Okay, so now it's your turn to ask a question.
Okay. Question I'd like to ask you is, what was your climb to gold like? It's referring to League of Legends.
Well, I got placed in Silver 4. Was pretty impressed with myself for that, considering I've just started playing in April, so I've only played for roughly about 6 months. And then I went all the way to Silver 2 thinking ranked is not actually that bad. I've heard all the horror stories of everything going on. And I finally hit Silver 1, and then for the next 2 months and like 100 and 200 plus games was me going back and forth, and every time I would get a winning streak, it would be followed up with twice the size of a losing streak, because every single person would either troll or feed in game, and then I would just get super frustrated. And ultimately in the end, I was determined to get there. So and unfortunately, I did ask basically to get carried by a few of my high rank friends like Diamond and Master Smurf. But which is interesting is that the day before the season ended, I was by myself and I had to solo queue. So I picked up a completely brand new champion, and I managed to get through I got to gold 5 at 11:56 p.m. which means 4 minutes later, and I would not have been able to make it. So needless to say, I went to sleep on a good note that night, but it was not fun at all.
Sounds pretty clutch.
If you had a cheeseburger in one hand and your cat in the other one, and you had to eat one and live with the other one strapped to your butt, which would you choose and why? Cheeseburger in one hand and cat in the other. You have to eat one and then strap the other one to your butt for the rest of your life.
Well, I'm not eating my cat because that's just animal cruelty. Because it's not even my cat, it's my sister's cat. So I'll probably just strap the cat to my ass. Yeah, I think that's pretty okay.
That would still be animal cruelty.
I mean, it's better than killing the cat. Okay.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Okay, next question. What was the milestone you wanted to reach when you first started YouTube?
100 subscribers. That's it. A lot of people say that they don't expect to ever gotten so far, and usually some people accuse it of being like too cliche to say. But in my personal opinion, I agree that it's just not a lot of people set their standards a little low, and then when they get up to that high point, it just comes like a lightning bolt on a clear day.
Okay.
Okay. How do you think Nexon can get their players to want to explore the Maple world again, such as Kerning, Orbis, Aqua Road, Korean Folktown? And do you think it would help the longevity of the game?
Well, I mean, the obvious answer is just to revamp them, you know? I think a lot of content nowadays is focused on such early game that we're really dry in terms of late game. For example, we have Drill Hall past 160 and then Black Haven, which is not really too viable, kind of is. So we like the smart solution would be to revamp like Ludibrium and Omega Sector and stuff like that to maybe mid to high tier places, so people can just, I don't know, maybe have different farming spots or just, you know, be able to do something else besides having to be stuck in those places. And yeah, I think it would help in the long run, to be honest. Maybe introduce more bosses, you know, like for Ludibrium, you know, revamp Papulatus. For Omega Sector, you know, have that, that dude. I don't know.
Okay.
The
I want
aliens or
Pianus
whatever.
back. Pianus would be great.
Yeah, I mean that too. That would be pretty nostalgic. I agree.
Okay.
Okay, next question. I like Minecraft. That's not a question. How much money have you spent on Maple in total?
In total. Okay,
In total.
No, not counting my dual blade. In total, I would estimate over the course of my 6 or 7 years of life on Maple, over $5,000, probably.
Okay, I mean, that's a fair number.
I mean,
to be honest.
in my defense, I have no friends who spent like $16,000-$17,000 and stuff. But
Yeah.
it sort of is because back then there wasn't any, everything in the cash app was aesthetic. So technically, all that money did go to waste. But again, MapleStory is a hobby for us players, and if we want to spend it, we can spend our money on whatever we want to.
Yeah, that's true.
What keeps you motivated to play this game? Any future plans or new updates coming? Something else?
What keeps me motivated? Well, one thing that keeps me motivated is the fact that I stream this game. Because I am allowed to... How do I say this? I'm allowed to share my experience with other people and be able to, like, you know, answer questions and all that stuff through streaming. It really helps me want to keep playing this game. However, that's not the main reason. The main reason I play this game is because I love it so much. I can't really explain it. It's because I started this game as a child. You know, I was in junior high school, and then it kind of just stuck with me. You know, how some things die over time and you kind of tend to forget about them. But Maple was like the one thing that kind of just stuck with me throughout my life, and it's always something that I can always come back to. So although streaming is a nice part of why I still play this game, I would just say, like, just my pure love for Maple and wanting to see future updates, regardless of nerfs or whatever. Just want to see, like, you know, different things implemented into the game.
Yeah, MapleStory's got a special place in my heart as well. It's just something always makes me come back to it, no matter what.
Yeah, and like, regardless of whether or not you want to spend money on it, you know, regardless of that, it's just fun. You know, it's something you just can't really explain.
Yeah, it's just something that just comes from, you know, just the sentimental value. So.
All right. Next question. I don't know if this has been asked already, but do you play any other games on PC or console? So let's say not PC, but any console games maybe.
Yeah, you already asked that question. I replied with Super Smash Bros.
Okay, that's it. Anything else?
Pokemon, although that's pretty much discontinued. I have been starting to play the Yu-Gi-Oh games again, and apart from that, I do play the Fire Emblem series, which is a strategy game. It's essentially a much more intense form of chess. The new Fire Emblem Fates is coming out too, and I definitely want to get into that. But apart from that, I'm not much of a console gamer anymore.
Okay.
Would you ever try cosplaying?
No. It's just not for me. Dressing up as other people. Nah. I mean, like, I could probably see myself doing it, like, down the line, but, like, no, probably not. Yeah, okay. It's just I don't know. I don't know really how to feel about that.
Perfectly fine.
How did you get good in Maple? Get good.
Okay. I will not answer that question. Instead, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be editing, or I'm going to be... If you guys want to know the answer to that question, there's a video I made, that 25-second video. Matt, did you see it or no?
Yes, I did.
Yes, I'll just leave that in the description below. Okay, in all seriousness though, I started for 2 years when I came back from 2011. In 2011, I was just taking the game as a casual, and then after I started, it's kind of ironic because I noticed that a lot of pros used to be jerks to noobs, and then they would always regard them as essentially lesser beings, and I didn't like that. So I was determined to create or be the first person, quote unquote, to actually be nice to noobs and like help them out. When I say that was ironic, was because I actually turned into one of those elitist pros, and I mean I slipped up here and there, but like subconsciously in my mind I know that I just want to be like the guy I essentially want to be a very philanthropic person, but occasionally sometimes it rubs off. It's sort of poison that like you just can't avoid it. I mean, I'm sure everyone once in their life thinks that like just having more stuff or being better than someone that's a certain thing just makes you think you're better than them. That's just the human nature. But yeah, I just took it seriously. I started looking things up, and I did unfortunately started putting more money into this game, but in the end I just basically took it a little bit more seriously than the average person. When the hell are we gonna get our promised house tour video? And who's your favorite YouTuber outside the MapleStory community?
All right, I know who answered. I know who asked that question.
Yes, you should.
All right. Yeah. Like I've been saying, house tour video coming soon. I know. It's like I always lie, but I'm legit gonna try to get the video out in like probably the next week or two. Probably. It's not even gonna be long either. But it's just. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna finally do it. I promise.
I'm gonna write that down, and if people can use this video as evidence.
Yes. 1 or 2 weeks from now. I swear to God. It might even be the next video after this, okay? But
I mean, your next video usually takes a month.
Okay, all right. Fair enough. And what was the other question?
Who's your favorite YouTuber outside the MapleStory community? So I'm not allowed to be part of that answer.
Favorite YouTuber outside the Maple community? I've been watching a lot of Markiplier recently. And I just got the dude is hilarious, you know. He makes different kinds of videos, you know, reaction videos, playing games. But yeah, check him out, Markiplier. I think he has like almost 11 million subscribers, but he has a great personality. He's just funny, so I really like his videos.
Interesting.
Okay, next question. Wow, everything just seems to just be tying into each other. Would you ever play, but would you ever make Smash Bros videos? If so, would you play with viewers?
Oh, I'll definitely play with viewers. But it's up to you whether or not you want to play with me. The thing is, though, that will involve me getting a capture card, and I've already have a lot of things I have to buy beforehand, so it's not really that high on my priority list. But if I ever get the extra cash, I will definitely. I'll definitely try to do it. It's just that MapleStory is a very tempting vacuum with their Miracle Time and their Marvel machines.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah. What are your plans for the future when it comes to streaming? Do you want to be a streamer that has a massive audience to stream to, or a more personal stream environment with a medium-sized audience?
I would definitely say a more personalized audience with a medium-sized viewership, because the people that have 5, 6, 10,000 viewers on Twitch at any given time, they try their best to read chat, but because it depends if it's toxic, or if it's more so some are more controlled, because their partners probably and they have sub mode chat, but I want a more personalized environment so I can actually interact with chat. That was the whole purpose of me going into streaming, is to chat with others and just try to help them out, have a nice time, hold a decent conversation, whatever it may be, and yeah, you just want to make it seem really not too personal, but personal enough where you guys know me well.
Yeah, I can attest to that, but when your audience gets bigger, it sort of gets difficult to read everything because you're one person trying to address thousands. Which is
right.
Why I started to respond less often, because I just haven't been able to get the time for questions and stuff. But the streaming, I'm able to answer every single one, since there's a manageable amount of people, and it feels like I can actually maintain a good conversation.
Yeah. Okay, next question. What got you interested into League? I'm curious too, because I've played League of Legends a little bit, and like it wasn't boring. It was actually pretty fun, but I just can't see myself getting into the game. You know?
Yeah,
So
funny
what
enough.
got you? What's interesting to you about League?
Now, I'm not too big of a fan of video games where you can't get off your chair whenever you want to, which is the case for Maple. You can just get off whenever you want to. Minecraft, you can just get off. But in a League game, you have to stay on, because like if you AFK for 5 minutes, you essentially just screw yourself over. And my friends all tried to peer pressure me into getting into League, but the reason why I just sort of caved in was because I think I started playing League at the time I got hacked. So
Okay.
I was just bored, and then ever since then I got hooked, because I do have a very competitive spirit. It's sometimes too unhealthy, but yeah, I do have a very competitive spirit, and League just seems like a game that can definitely just drain hours of your time away whenever you're bored, because it was also during the time when MapleStory was pretty much boring for me, since nothing much was happening at that time.
Okay.
I think it's an acquired taste for some people. Some people prefer games like, I will never play first-person shooter games in a competitive level. I would probably play games like Halo 3, but that's just for like in between friends. But in terms of League, I feel like it's an okay environment. Plus, I like playing games where I have to actually think about what I'm going to do. And then whether or not that happens can either win me the game or cost you the match. So,
All right, fair enough.
can you do a backflip on your bed?
No.
Okay, pretty simple.
No.
I'll just ask another one since that was
No.
yeah. What are your parents' thoughts on you streaming and doing videos?
They actually don't support it. I know it kind of sucks for me, but I try my best anyways to stream, because again, it's such a passion of mine, and I really don't care what anyone else thinks about that. They don't really understand, and they wouldn't understand. They're not, it's not that they hate me for doing, well, maybe, but they're just not as supportive. They
Yeah.
think I'm just talking to myself. I'm
It's
talking
old
to the
generation.
computer.
Old generation. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, my parents are okay with it, but like, it's just I think they're just not capable, since they live in the days where computers didn't exist or anything like that. Could
Well, my parents are a little bit on the younger side, but they
Oh.
just they don't like it. They want me to do something more productive, and I mean I understand that. I understand where they're coming from, but at the end of the day, they don't understand, so that's why they don't support it. But I'm still doing it anyway because I love it, and you can't take that away from me.
Yeah, people judge because they're not one themselves. Yeah.
All right. Next question. Why'd you decide to do YouTube?
I think. Oh yeah, it's because I was looking for a way. I was inspired by a bunch of other YouTubers back in the days, like Tokyo Rabbit, Mike, Xmas, X2Key, Grimorel, things like that. Not things, people like that. But it was also because I wanted to make my own sort of like video album. So 50 years from now, I can look back in my life and see, oh, I did this when I was a kid. But as I got more people, more subscribers, and things like that, YouTube became more of a less of a pastime and more of an obligation, which I think was a pretty bad thing to do. So I took a small hiatus from it, and I still do every once in a while. But YouTube is just something I like to do, and a lot of people say that I do YouTube, I do live streaming, I do that just for the money, and you're free to say that if you want to, but for most of us, a lot of us, even the top YouTubers out there who do YouTube for a living, most of them, they do it just because it's their passion. It's not for the money.
Yeah. No, it's really cool that you mentioned that, right? How it's becoming more of an obligation to you, right? More than just something like a hobby. You know why I only post like 1 or 2 videos a month? It's not that it's because of that, but it's probably part of the reason. It's because that I don't like, people are like, like, Matt, why don't you upload more videos? I want to see more videos, and I understand that, and I want to do that, but it's like I don't want it to treat it like a job. Like, again, I want to do this as a hobby, right? So I want to post, when I feel like it.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm ignoring you guys. I see you guys. It's just I don't want it to turn into something where I'm gonna end up hating later on.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. So.
Yeah. All right. Next question. What made you pick dual blade? Was it the aesthetics or maybe the damage, the DPS?
It was a mix of both. It was just mainly the aesthetics and also the fact that I seem to be I'm a thief lover. So that's just how it came to. And I was definitely inspired by Matt, X-Maz, because it was also due to the fact that dual blades back in the day had triple stab, and that was probably the best skill I've ever had in my life. And I wish they came back, but now we get lame banded slash.
Yeah, I played dual blades back in the day too. I mained one for a bit. It was pretty fun. I like Phantom Blow a lot.
Yeah,
that was like my favorite
it's a really
skill.
solid skill. Would you rather have listened to the Kylo song play for 10 hours? I don't know, Caillow song play for 10 hours straight, or rather live stream for 10 hours straight with your cat duct taped to your leg?
Wait, say that. Wait, which one? Which song? Can you spell it out?
Caillow.
Caillou
song play for 10 hours straight, or have to live stream for 10 hours straight with your cat taped to your leg. What's with these cat jokes?
I don't know. My audience loves my cat. Yeah. I don't really want my cat taped to my leg, so I'll just listen to the song 10 hours straight. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Well, I mean, I might go insane after a little bit.
What is it though? What is
a little bit. You don't remember watching Caillou as a little kid? I don't really
look
know
it
how
up
to
on my
explain
own.
it. It's about the little bald kid with his family.
I don't know. I'll just look it up on my own time. I'll probably live to regret it.
No, I mean it wasn't a bad show growing up. I watched it, but I don't know. Anyways, so this question is, how do you learn so much about MapleStory? Or like, I guess a better way to ask it maybe is like, how have you developed your knowledge over, on MapleStory over time?
It sort of just becomes you need to just read. It's similar to studying for the SAT in a way. You just need to read up on it, keep tabs with like the events, all the stuff, and then also just talk to people. You won't know anything if you're not in a guild or you have an empty buddy list. So usually you can get a lot of information by talking to your friends, and that's pretty much it.
All right.
What are some of the hardships that you go through as a streamer or YouTuber that aren't necessarily apparent to viewers, as we often see this job on the surface as easy?
Some hardships? Well, I don't know if I would really call them hardships. I mean, honestly, I can't really think of anything besides maybe I know a lot of people go through maybe things like, when you have donations and you have chargebacks, when you deal with that, basically what that is when someone donates to you, they'll just immediately take the money back, making it seem like it was a nice thing to do or it was a good thing, but then they just end up screwing you over, and maybe you already spent that money, so now you're in debt or whatever.
Yeah.
I haven't really I went through a chargeback once. Okay, so I don't want to really.
I don't think that's personal information. I don't think you don't need to.
Well, I mean, it's not that I want to go into detail. So because like I said, I didn't go through anything like that. But yeah, I went through a chargeback once. I'm not gonna say for how much though, but probably that was like the worst thing I ever experienced, I guess, as a streamer.
Okay.
Other hardships though, I mean, again, dealing with family. I mentioned that my family doesn't really support me streaming and whatnot. So just you guys, you guys just wouldn't understand the kind of shit that I go through.
I can attest to that as well. My parents sometimes give me a hard time.
Yeah. I mean, but it's not just streaming. It's like video games in general. For those of you, who do have parents that don't understand, video games and our love for video games. They're very negative about it. You'll probably understand, where I'm coming from and what I'm dealing with. But that's pretty much it. Besides that, just trying to maintain doing well in school as well, and trying to maintain a regular streaming schedule so you guys don't think that I'm falling off the face of the earth.
Yeah, that's also the whole, we don't want to treat YouTuber streaming like it's a job type thing. It's most of the problems that we get from being a streamer or YouTuber aren't actually the streaming YouTubing itself. It's mainly just like the stuff that happens in life that sort of deter us from being able to do these kinds of things.
Yeah, exactly. All right, next question. What is your ideal enter ability on Maple? There are probably different variations, but what are a few that seem endgame to you?
Attack speed or massive buff duration, because either one.
So there's 3 lines. Imagine you can get 3 legendary enter ability lines.
Attack speed, buff duration, and I would say, isn't there one ability that like increases the amount of mobbing you could do by like 1 level? Yeah, that one. That's probably all I'm gonna say. That's all I have. Really.
Okay.
I have 2 more questions for you, and that's gonna be it.
I got one more.
Actually, it's one from Sorrowful Memory Kern. That's really. What's a big? No, that's not. Okay, that's a great idea to pick. What is your most fond memory of you having to play MapleStory? Not having to. What's your most fond memory of Maple?
My most fond memory of MapleStory. All right. My most fond Maple memory. Okay, so
hard, though.
yeah, it's kind of hard, but okay. This one's funny. It's hilarious to me at least. So my friend and I, we were in Sleepywood, right? We were about like level 50-ish, right? And we were on our way to Fog, Forest of Golems, back in the day.
Yeah.
So on our way down, we just keep going down. We just keep slaying the monsters, and out of nowhere, just randomly, there's this maple couple. Maple couple, a girl and a boy, and the girl's just bent over, and the dude is just using
spamming booster.
Spamming booster.
Oh god.
And I mean, you can probably understand where I'm going with this, or you understand what's going on. If you're young, I apologize, but
if you're young, we're not gonna tell you what it is. Just don't.
Yeah,
bring it up
just
ever.
picture in your head. That's pretty much my most fond MapleStory, because like, it's so unbelievably random, and it's just hilarious every time I think about it.
Interesting. I guess I can share my most memorable
go for
MapleStory moment. It was actually my first ever Maple relationship.
Okay.
Long story short, I found out it was a dude.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm surprised. I'm not gonna say I'm not surprised.
No, and what makes things worse is I've actually been. It was a gold digger dude. Like, oh my god. Anyways, not enough about that. Okay.
All right. All right. So basically, we already answered this, but if you want to go into more depth, what do your parents think about you streaming or making YouTube videos?
Now, for my parents, they say they're okay with it so long as it doesn't interfere with my school and things like that, and it hasn't. I've been able to manage it. But in terms of actual, I have gotten into fights where I've been trying to prove to them that like video games and things like that, they aren't all bad, and then they say that you can learn nothing from it. And I believe that it's also just because people judge since they're not one themselves. But again, everything in moderation. So if your parents are calling you out for playing video games for 12, 13 hours a day straight, you definitely need to. They're in the right to a certain extent. Or completely they're in the right, because that's just not healthy at all. And that's about it. Anyways, last question from the viewers, and I have one question for you. This one's from Aki. What keeps you motivated to stream? And you stream so much. That's my question for you too.
Say that again.
What keeps you motivated to stream? Like, how are you able to stream for so long?
My motivation. It's a pretty simple answer. It's just my love for stream. My love for interacting with other people and just getting different opinions and thoughts on certain things, and just saying hello, to other people. Like, it's not really a direct conversation. We're not face to face, but it's still a type of conversation.
It's the next best thing.
I mean, really, it's the next best thing, and it's just my love, my love for streaming. That's pretty much it. I try to find as much time as I can to do it, because it seems like whatever's going on, IRL, whenever I do push that start streaming button, it seems like most of the time, sometimes I bring my shit in, but like most of the time, just everything goes away, and then like it's just bam. Just let's just do what we do on a daily basis and try to have fun with it.
Either that or it's your cat.
Yeah, or it's my cat trying to eat my wires. Yeah, I still haven't figured out a solution to that.
Okay. Do you have your last question for me?
That was it. That was it from the players. For
well,
me.
then my question for you: how did you get the name Misusing?
Misusing. Okay. I answered it in an FAQ. On my Twitch channel. But okay. So basically, how I got my name is I'm not gonna cover up my stupidity. That I have done over the past, several years that I've played this game. So, anyways, I had an account, right?
Yeah.
And it was my very, I guess, one of my first accounts, and I got it back. Like the email was like something ridiculously long. I never remembered the password to my email, but I was able to recover. Nexon gave me my account back, and I had no use for it, right? So I wanted to sell it off. I sold it off for an X, and I got scammed. This person had a ton of vouchers on a site that I'm not going to mention, but you guys can probably guess. We're going to call it I don't know, girls sexting.
Okay, I know exactly what it is now.
Bad example though. Bad example. My bad. Anyways, so I tried to sell off my account for an X. He had a lot of creditable vouchers, and he ended up scamming me. However, he didn't change the email to my account. So, although I was in the wrong, I was able to recover my account back because I was just, I was upset like any other normal person would be. I didn't, make a bitch fit about it, but I got my account back like maybe 3 weeks later, and the name misusing just happened to be a level 1 mule on the account, and
so you essentially got it because someone scammed you, basically.
Yeah, that's long story short, that's pretty much it.
Well, he was misusing his, I don't know. I was trying to make something out of that, but that's gonna cover it. It was a long video, guys. I just checked. It's roughly about like 40 minutes or 35.
Whoa! Hold on. You asked me a question, so why can't I ask you a question?
Okay, ask you a question. All right. Good.
All right. There we go. Damn it.
Are you gonna ask me how I got my name?
Well, I actually have a better question. Where do you see yourself if Maple never existed?
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's a pretty big question to think about, but if Maple never existed, where do you see yourself right now? Or where would you see yourself right now?
I can't answer that question simply because it's impossible. It's sort of like a domino effect. MapleStory led to me doing everything else that I do nowadays. And the only way to do that is actually just to go back in time and find out exactly what would happen if Maple never existed. That's how it pretty much goes for every single game that we spend a lot of time on. If it had not been for MapleStory, I would never started YouTube. I would have never played League. I would have never started any other game. I don't think it's through this game that creates just so much more in your life, which is why I always come back to this game. That's probably why you always come back to this game. It's just that this game leaves so much a mark on our lives, whether it be us spending 100k next and getting wasted, or us like getting 12% attack, which will never happen.
Yeah, I don't see that ever happening. I'm still struggling to even find if I can ever do 12.99 on bonus pot. That's like a goal for me, but like that's never gonna happen, to be honest.
It's now a phrase, 12.9, 12.99. That's just how.
But the reason why I asked that is because I get asked that a lot too on my stream. So I just wanted to know your thoughts on it, and I basically have the same. I had the same response. It's like that domino effect. If this never happened, then this would never happen, and then I wouldn't be here. So there's no way really to tell. But sure, go ahead. How did you get your name? I'm assuming SmartBored, right?
Yeah, SmartBored. Okay, so Matt, this is actually the first thing I know about Matt, I think, apart from him being a really powerful wild hunter. He was on Jordan's stream, Vangoro, and then I was asking, hey, do you know who I am? And then you said, hey, isn't that the kid who changed his name like 5 times in a row on YouTube? Yes. I had a whole bunch of other names beforehand, but the reason why I got the name SmartBoard is because it was at the time, I think it was during summertime, last year, 2014. I was bored out my ass. I was legit, like, on the ground. Just.
When are we not?
I was legit on the ground, and my dog was, like, sniffing all over me as if I was some sort of dead animal. I got a call on Skype, and then I was like, yo, dude, let's do something. And then out of nowhere, I got, yo, Jin, you gotta help me out. My friend wants to hang herself. I'm like, what the fuck? And then, me being the great sweet talker that I am. Okay, no. I basically talked her out of it, and then I made her never want to think about anything like that again. Ooh, by the way, I should let you know an update is that those two guys, they got married. So, it's interesting. But, yeah. And then after a bunch of talking, after about 2 hours of us frantically trying to prevent her from hanging herself in the bathroom,
That's terrible.
She got me. She said, "Wow, Jin, you're a really smart guy." And then I said, "I was bored all day." And then she said I was SmartBored. So my name came out of me trying to save a life, which I'm pretty proud of. But
okay. I mean, all right. I mean,
it's pretty deep.
That
I know,
story.
but,
That story is pretty deep. Okay, maybe the way you did. Okay, maybe the name.
Long story short, I saved someone's life basically and then I got the name as a reward. So it's just something that it reminds me of. But a lot of people think I just did it because I actually hate SmartBoards a lot.
Oh, you're talking about like the ones.
The appliances, because they would get those instead of air conditioned units. I'm like, what the hell?
those smart. I never understood why we got them. Like,
you can't even afford air conditioned units in schools when you're like dying at 90 degrees. But yeah, that's roughly about it. Is there any other question you have for me?
No, that's it. That was a pretty deep story.
Yeah.
So thanks for sharing that.
That's gonna wrap it up, and we're gonna try doing this. I guess when I hit 7K and you hit 5K, we'll do this again. We apologize for not being able to answer every single question because I got something like 250 plus questions and Matt got like 200 plus questions, so we can't answer all of that. However, I do have an ask.fm, so if you ever do want to ask a question, you can ask it there. But that's gonna cover it. It was our first time doing this, so we're pretty awkward with this, and I'm sure it'll be even more awkward when I have to edit the whole thing with the
just a little. But I mean, I think we did pretty good.
I think we did good too. But that's gonna be it. It's a lot longer than I thought it would be. So I guess
I'm seeing 50 minutes right now.
Yeah, I'm
so,
sitting at 50 minutes. Too,
like, god damn, who's gonna watch 50 minutes of this?
I said to treat this like a podcast, so it's just leave it.
Yeah, true that. And you wanted to do 50 questions, we would have been here for like 2 hours, okay?
Oh, I didn't expect us to spend so much time talking about it. But hey, we get to know more about ourselves when we do this sometimes. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. And Matt, if you want to say goodbye too.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video, and have a great day.
All right, take care, guys, and I'll probably upload this tomorrow. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
See you later, guys.
All right, later, guys.